So Donald Trump made this big, splashy announcement that he said was going to dramatically reduce the cost of IVF. Surprise, it won't. I want to explain why it's such a missed opportunity, and why it's an example of how even when Trump's instincts take him to policies that really could help a lot of people, he struggles to see them through. Now, I want you to return with me to the 2024 presidential campaign and this really bold promise by Trump to make IVF free for all Americans. It came at a really politically sensitive time. Lots of voters were concerned that in the wake of the Dobbs decision, state bans on abortion would limit or even prohibit access to IVF because it frequently involves the destruction of human embryos. No, Trump said, I'm going to make sure everybody can get IVF. And there he was a week and a half ago at the White House with the head of a pharmaceutical company voluntarily reducing their prices on some of their IVF drugs. Now, here's the thing. A single course of IVF can run anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. Drugs represent just a fraction of that cost. So while knocking a few hundred or a few $1,000s off that cost is certainly helpful to some people, and that should not be dismissed, it falls well short of the promise Trump made in his campaign. And here's the thing. He could do more. There are conservative groups that do oppose IVF because they oppose abortion. But there are other conservative groups, including some that oppose abortion, that support IVF. There are liberal groups that support IVF. There are Democrats who would gladly subsidize IVF. If Trump wanted to pass a law to see through on his promise or even just make IVF more available, he could put together a coalition and he could get something through Congress. But that would require patience. It would require engaging seriously on substance. It would require managing the legislative process in a way he never has before. And this is not just about IVF. That announcement came on the heels of two other announcements by other drug companies saying they were going to lower the cost of their medications for everything from heart disease to cancer. Once again, when you look at the actual substance of the announcement, it turns out to be a lot less than advertised. And once again, there are opportunities to do more if Trump was willing and if he was a kind of president who could do that. You can read all about it in my latest edition of the Breakdown newsletter by me, Jonathan Cohn, at the Bulwark. I really hope you'll read it, and I really hope you'll subscribe, because we do depend on support from people like you to bring you this kind of journalism.